Okay. Before we go into all the pleasantries and we get into some, I want to see if you can actually hear what I'm talking about right now. So what I want you to do is put a thumbs up if you can hear me in the comment section. We good? We good? I just need y'all to tap in and see what we got. Throw them ones in there if you can hear what I'm saying. If you hear what I'm picking up. Okay. We are so back. Okay, ready to go. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the pleasantry. See, the devil didn't want me to get this out today. he did not want me to get this out today, but we here in the barbershop getting ready for Cleveland Browns football right on time. We get an opportunity to see Dillon Gabriel today and why that matters. Isaiah Bond has been signed. And it's been some grandstanding going on. Let me tell you why certain people and certain groups of individuals, they've been starting to be really every time somebody come out and say something happened, it don't be like that sometimes, right? We got some video stuff. So this is gonna be one of them episodes. It's gonna be highly entertaining. It's gonna be fast paced. We're gonna talk Browns. We're gonna talk about some accusation. Well, they did acquire somebody, and there was some accusations. So as you can see, the Freudian slip happened, right? So we're gonna get to that, and we're going to get to some footage. And the Cleveland Browns dropped some footage with their quarterback situation. And I thought it was super dope. We get to hear from Andrew Barrett. We get to hear from Kevin Stefanski. We get to hear from a lot of people. So we are tapped in, ready to go right here on the barbershop on a Saturday. This is going to serve as your pregame show. We're going to get to all the news and notes and everything going on with the Cleveland Browns, and we'll do it coming back on this episode of the barbershop. Are back in the barbershop. It's your boy G Bush right here. Make sure you follow me at G Bush 91. We welcome everybody on into the building. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 chairs available for you. We're giving out fades. We're giving out lineups. We're giving out all types of haircuts today. And it's going to be fast and frenzied because we got to talk about some things today. Cleveland Browns make a big time signing, controversial signing. Very controversial. There's been a lot of rants placed out there. There's been a lot of people who've had rants on the situation with Isaiah Bond, who was accused of assault. I will say SA because I don't want to get demonetized, right? So we're gonna say SA. He was accused of SA. He had a no bill. Grand jury decided not to charge him with a crime. We'll talk about that and why certain people have not chosen to go off the deep end and really go in on some of these cases because there's been precedent set in the last couple of years where I think the pendulum has gone this way, where we talk about you got to believe everybody that says anything, and then the pendulum has swung back this way where now we're starting to see cases, and there's always been cases where you got to take these things case by case, right? And a lot of times in the sports field, we can't take it case by case because people want to see us talk about it today, right now, and be all over it. So we'll come back and we'll talk about that as well. We got a football game to play today, and I'm going to tell you why everybody is sitting here thinking that this is not going to be a situation where this depth chart moves. After today, I believe the depth chart moves. We'll talk about it specifically why that depth chart is going to move. Dillon Gabriel is going to play. Shedeur is not going to play. Kenny Pickett's not going to play. But that depth chart will be moving and a lot. We'll talk about that as well. We will get into this too. Shedeur Sanders, I think his game against the Carolina Panthers has really moved the needle, so to speak. The needle has been moved in the front office. I think they were silently and quietly surprised at what the Cleveland Browns and what Shedeur Sanders brought to the table. We'll look at some of the context with that, and we'll get into that as well. As always, we'll take your comments. We'll be getting to your comments throughout the show. and we'll continue to give you some updates on what's going on. So let's first and foremost start with this, because I want to get to this first. Now, I need everybody to have some critical thinking here, right? What I want you to do is I want you to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I want you to listen and think objectively and subjectively and think about what I'm saying. First and foremost, I don't condone any sort of assault on women, physical, mental, anything. So, and I take all these allegations that anybody has as serious can be. I'll come out and say that if you are convicted and you do commit assault on a woman, you should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. No way, shape, or form. And I believe that most Americans, most decent people, regardless of race, creed, color, demographics, believe the same way. My value system states that no, we're not standing on that. We're not getting into that business. However, as we talk about things in sports, we've gotten to the point right now where you can't push back. I don't know what kind of helicopter that is. I don't know what kind of helicopter is it. We good on that? There we go. So one of the things we got is we got a bunch of stuff going on today, man. We got a bunch of good stuff. We good? Y'all can hear me? Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, it's a bunch of commotion going on outside. I don't know, something moving, but we'll continue to go on. But right now, where we're getting to, we getting to a point where right now we are in a place where we've gone the opposite direction. We are now seeing that anybody accused of something serious, it is now upon the host, the media, the personality to condemn and to say, I don't like the optics. The optics look like this. I don't want no parts of it, so I'm just going to come out and condemn. Unfortunately, for far too long in our country, assault cases did go untold. They did get swept under the rug. Women were afraid to come forward. However, the pendulum has now swung to a point in a perspective where now if you have an accusation, it is easier and it is more advantageous for the individuals talking about it to just say blanketly that you have a problem, you have a character problem, and if that person shouldn't have accused you of it, then there is something. When there's smoke, there's fire. Nobody would just come out and say those things readily. And that's not the truth. As a matter of fact, as much as we talk about the things that happen, I'm a very big believer in you have to keep the same energy level and the same energy level in which you said something that comes back to you. I've always said this. And the reason why on the barbershop, I love doing content here is because I can give you audio visual. I can give you things so that you can see. I can open up a perspective for you so that you can see it and say, wow, I forgot about that. Because our attention span is 4 or 5 seconds. Something happened, we about to sign a receiver. They say he got a checker pass. We go into it, we look at it, we say it's a character issue, why the Browns sign him, and we keep it pushing. And we go to the fact that, oh, if he's good, we won't care. But what happens to the people that you're accused of something and it wasn't true? You're just left to hold the bag. You're left to hold the pieces. You're left to have to answer questions about something while the person who accused you of it skates free. You know what? We can't do the opposite here. We can't say that if you bring assault cases forward and we don't prosecute them because we don't feel we have enough information, we can't then bring retroactively anything to your table or to punish you, because then that would deter people from coming forward. It would deter real assault cases from coming forward, because people would be scared. If I don't win this case, there's an opportunity for them to go after me in retribution. So, and if you think about it, that could be correct. However, there are certain cases where it's just been malicious. There's been certain cases that have been all over the board. There's been certain cases that have no evidence. There's been certain cases that's out of pocket. There's certain cases that are there in front of us that we see. And as a journalist, I've always said this: if I'm going to stand on top of the soapbox when somebody does something, I need to also have that same energy if I come out and find out that they not being 1,000%. Exhibit A. We know about Tony Busby. He was the same guy with Deshaun Watson, right? He was the same guy who had 26 allegations with Deshaun Watson. He thought he was moving so well. He said, "This is free money right here. Let me throw a lot of people in here." And the reason I'm giving you, these are all from news outlets, because when I want to talk about something, there's a burden of proof that news organizations have to have when they report things. First and foremost, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to get nobody into trouble. There's a lot of Drakes out here. So what I did is I used news organizations because they have a burden to be crisp about it. This was reported on Houston television, courtesy of them, and they talk about Tony Busby bringing false claims to the table, allegedly, and throwing his lawsuit out against Jay-Z. Let's take a look at it. Can we take a look at that? Sure we can. Let me make sure I got this thing correct. Let me pot this up real quick.
Trying to find out why Houston attorney Tony Busby dropped a lawsuit that accused music mogul Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl. Busby claimed the assault happened at an MTV Video Awards after party in 2000. That lawsuit, filed on behalf of Jane Doe, is one of several Busby filed against Combs in recent months, but the only one that included Jay-Z. Now, in response, Jay-Z sued Busby last November, accusing him of trying to extort money in order to settle the case. Jay-Z issuing a statement today on his management company's website, Roc Nation, saying, in part, quote, "The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. This 1-800 lawyer," referring to Busby, "gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions." Busby has said he represents more than 150 people who accused Combs of sexual abuse. When I reached out to Busby tonight asking why he dismissed this particular lawsuit, he responded, no comment.
Tonight.
So the reason I bring Exhibit A to the table is, if it wasn't for the fact that Jay-Z has superb lawyers, Jay-Z is part of a conglomerate that is a NFL big timer. What he failed to realize is Jay-Z has deep pockets. Jay-Z has connections. Jay-Z is married to one of the most famous people to ever walk the face of the planet. And he thought he could do the Deshaun Watson two-step. Hey, let's throw some things out there. The allegations may stick, they may not stick, but they may settle. This wasn't talked about. The reason it wasn't talked about at this length was when Deshaun Watson was here, they were very eloquent in making sure that the fan base, as well as the media, put their head in the sand and didn't ask any questions. No questions here. We don't need to see any questions. What are we asking for? It just looks bad. Coupled with the fact that the Cleveland Browns paid a bunch of money to Deshaun Watson that was guaranteed that the NFL didn't like. On top of that, they got an opportunity, to show that we had 3 first-round draft picks paid to them. On top of that, he didn't play well. So fans care about one thing and one thing only: playing well. And when you talk about the optics of the way it looked, all those things snowballed into a perfect storm. 1 accuser, 2 accusers, 12 accusers, 25 accusers. And pretty soon people just started to say, where there's smoke, there's fire, without vetting each individual case on the merits. But they understand how the game works. You can't identify each additional case on the merits if you need to look a certain way in a certain time period. I do a 2-hour show. I do a 30-minute segment. I do a 5-minute segment. I don't got time to be looking in all of the details. Who cares about the details? I need the optics to look a certain way. It just so happens that Busby overplayed his hand. The NFL said, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You do know this is one of ours. I'm going to need you to stand down. This ain't no regular player you're dealing with. This guy is over our whole doggone Super Bowl media. Jay-Z, by himself, put down the Colin Kaepernick revolt. See? I need y'all, this one of them. Hey, get your coffee. This is one of those. They're like, dang, I thought we was going to come in and talk about Dillon Gabriel. I won't get to that if you're here for it. I thought he was talking Gabriel today. Browns playing a football game. This dude came with the Jay-Z. Yeah, let's keep it moving. Remember what I said about this? Because I don't want them to make this a race, creed, color type thing. I said what I said. I don't care who it is. I do not like people, if you are caught with this, and you have assaulted a woman, I don't got no love for you. I don't care what you are. But let me tell you something too. If you lying, if you playing with people's legacies, you playing with people's reputation, that's the only thing. There's 2 things that I don't play. I don't play, I don't run around and call everybody racist. And you know why I don't do that? Is because I understand that the race card can be played and you could be up out of here. You could be up out of here. Because people know how I play it. I'm not gonna call everybody racist. You know why? If I wanted to just blanketly throw the race card on people, I know how that can be detrimental to your career. People rock with me. They say G. Bush is a man of integrity. He's a man of God. He would not say that if it wasn't true. So I don't play no games with it. I don't throw that name on. I don't put that scarlet letter on nobody, because guess what? That can get you up out of here. The same with allegations of SA, of assault of a woman. Let's continue on. That ain't the only one. We say G. Bush, this might be a difference. It's just football players, Jay-Z. It's going to be a hard press to get somebody to get that on Jay-Z. You laid it out. I said, I got you. I got you. But let me give you this. In this case, nobody brings this up. Nobody brings this up. And this man got railroaded. Let's talk about it. Let me put it in.
Now at 1 o'clock, from accuser to defendant.
A woman who claimed that former Major League pitcher Trevor Bauer sexually assaulted her is now facing criminal charges. KTLA 5 Samantha Cortese joining us here in the studio with the story.
Glenn and Lou, the Cy Young Award winner appears to be exiled from Major League Baseball following multiple sexual assault allegations. But in a video online, Trevor Bauer is asking what more can he do to prove he's innocent now that one of his accusers is facing serious jail time for extortion and fraud. A woman who accused former Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer of sexual assault has been charged with fraud in Arizona. A grand jury indictment unsealed Monday accuses Darcy Adana Esmonu of fraud and theft by extortion against Bauer and another man. Esmonu sued Bauer, saying he raped her and got her pregnant in 2020. Bauer says she demanded money to terminate the pregnancy, but later said she had a miscarriage. Bauer posted a 5-minute video on YouTube responding to the indictment and addressing allegations at large for the first time in months.
Here's the thing, she never had an abortion because she was never even pregnant, and that's corroborated by her own medical records. When I refused to pay her the $3.6 million she was asking for, she made up a bogus sexual assault claim and filed a civil suit against me.
In the countersuit, Bauer's lawyers claim she took the money for the abortion and went to Philadelphia to get LASIK eye surgery. Asmonu is not the same woman who accused Bauer of assault in 2021, leading to his 194-game suspension and apparent exile from the MLB just months after signing one of the largest contracts in baseball history with the Dodgers. That accuser, Lindsey Hill, and Bauer settled last year without any payments between the two. Bauer was never arrested or charged.
At this point, I'm not sure what else I can possibly do to prove my innocence in all this. I did not do what I was accused of. And every institution that our society is entrusted to rule on issues like these, like courts, judges, law enforcement officers, prosecutors, they all agree with me. They've rejected every single claim made against me, even going as far as charging one of my accusers with a felony. At what point do I get to go back to work and continue earning a living?
We tried reaching out to Asmonu and her legal team, but were unsuccessful. Her next court date is next week, and she could face more than 16 years if convicted on both charges.
Again, I know it's kind of quiet in here right now. I know anybody going to jump up and down right now, but I'm bringing to you. There's a reason. There's a method to the madness. You see, if you say things like this, it becomes that you are now condoning this behavior, and we should question your moral judgment, because you, as a host, you as a person, you should always believe. No, I don't gotta always believe nobody. What type of time is we on in this country? Trevor Bauer is 1,000% correct. Every institution that is here, standing on the American Constitution of how we deal with criminals in this country and judge whether a person is guilty, innocent, or presumed guilty or presumed innocent, has adjudicated this matter and slapped her with a felony. But the reality of the situation is, because we don't want to be looked at as we condoning it, we won't highlight it. We won't say that loud. We won't stand on the table, because there'll be 5 or 6 dudes on Twitter that want to say, you're a clown. Do you have a daughter? You're a clown. You believe that you're a horrible person. Like you put yourself in that position. Like you the one who did it. Without even being able to stand up and say, this woman blatantly lied, that she should be under the jail. Under it. But you know what we say? Hey, you want to bring Trevor Bauer back? No. I mean, this guy's a jerk. I mean, it's like, come on. I just don't want, it's the accusations. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you what. I'll be petrified. I'll be petrified out here, because accusations is just true. That's just what it is. You ain't got, even when the court tell you, even when they say clean bill of health, you still wear the scarlet letter. You still can't work. You still can't get a job. You still get your endorsements taken. But I'm a person who believes in case by case. I'm looking at case by case. I don't got to lump you in with all or nothing. In the case of Trevor Bauer, it don't even got to be the optics of it. You see, I talk about sports, music, and culture. It ain't got, a lot of people claim, oh, listen, it's always a tinge of race underneath it. I said, nah, it's always a tinge of, I'm keeping it real. That's out of pocket. That should be a scary sight for anybody who has a son, anybody who has a husband, a father, a brother. Listen, anybody. All you got to do is say, he did this. And it's true, even though we know it's not. We act the same. Well, I'm just, we're going to get to this. I know it's heavy. I know you didn't tune in for this. This only for the real ones. This ain't for everybody. I'm sure people is moving on. I can't believe he getting into this, bro. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't believe G. Bush is actually doing this. But you gotta show people the receipts. If you do not show them, you're gonna have an issue. Let's get to the next one. And this is the hardest one that I've had so far. And I remember this case. A lot of people don't remember this case. I remember this case. I do. It's unfortunate. Let's take a look at it.
Ever stunning admission from a woman who accused Duke University lacrosse players of raping her nearly 20 years ago. The story was a national firestorm. She now says she lied about the encounter. Crystal Mangum first made the claims back in 2006, saying 3 members of the school's lacrosse team raped her after she had been hired to dance at a house party the team was throwing. Police charged David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman after Mangum's accusations. But after much back and forth and the city's DA stepping down from the case, North Carolina's Attorney General later dismissed the charges, citing a lack of evidence. But now, going on the record on a podcast nearly 20 years later, Crystal Mangum says she was lying the whole time.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was, regardless. I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that. And I hope they can forgive me. And that I hope that they can heal and trust God and know that God loves them and that God is loving them through me, letting them know that they're valuable and that they didn't deserve that.
Joining me now is CNN's Gene Casares, who reported heavily on this case. Gene, give us a sense of how impactful and controversial these accusations and the result were at that time. I remember, you remember this story all too well. I mean, this was literally a firestorm of a story back in 2006. The entire country was watching it, and to hear this admission all these years later, it's just extraordinary.
And 3 young lives were destroyed at that time. You know, it was 2006. It was Durham, North Carolina. I was there. I was covering this. And Crystal Mangum made the accusation that she was raped by David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman. And there were charges, very serious sexual assault charges that had terms of imprisonment for the rest of their lives. And in Durham, that's where it started, and everyone took Crystal Mangum's side because she came out with details, very specific, graphic details. And the young men said, we didn't do this. But Duke University did not stand by them either. They were just really silent, but everyone was focused that she was telling the truth, they weren't. Then it went to a national level. And their names became household names. And they were taken into court on these very serious charges. And they were in college. They were at Duke University. Furthermore, the lacrosse team, their entire season was canceled. The coach was fired. So there were ramifications from it. Now, 1 year later, the Attorney General exonerated them of innocence. But there's so much more to the story. I was in the courtroom. And Mike Nifong, the district attorney of Durham, was charged with criminal contempt and then also for disbarment of his bar license. And it came out what the truth was. One of the defense teams had a young attorney, just got out of law school, and he would stay up at night reading the thousands of pages of DNA evidence. And he found something in one of those thousands of pages that confirmed that their DNA was not a part of DNA that they had collected from her. And that DNA evidence is actually one of the major factors that they were exonerated. And that came out during Mike Nifong's trial. He was convicted, by the way, the district attorney who had stood by her and had done many interviews about how she was raped so viciously. And then they reclaimed their lives. But right there, I believe that's David Evans right there. He said that he, at the time, because he was in the courtroom during Mike Nifong's trial, he wanted to become an attorney because he wanted to help others who were wrongfully accused.
Now, we had to play that because I think it's important to understand the ramifications of if you say something of that serious nature and it is not true, people's lives are ruined. And it doesn't matter that you just wanted to be on the side of history to be right. So I'm going to say that that person did this or that person did that. No, I'm unwilling to do it. You can try to attack my character all you want. At the end of the day, we are human beings who breathe, think, sleep, and can do multiple things at once. It is lazy behavior to blanketly believe anything that somebody says without you doing due diligence for it. And guess what? If I'm not going to do the due diligence and I'm not going to go look at all Isaiah Bond's case and I'm not going to look at every single case for Deshaun Watson, you know what you can always default to? There are people in this country and there is a process for judging whether somebody has enough evidence to move forward with a criminal case. That burden of proof was not met. Therefore, I have to take what the state says, what the prosecution said, what the defense said, and why all parties came to the decision that there was no crime committed. At the end of the day, I can't do mental gymnastics in my house. I have to comment on football. And what is Isaiah Bond? A football player. We have a process for it, ladies and gentlemen. We used it. Sometimes that process could be wrong. Sometimes we don't get it right 100% of the time. But at the end of the day, one of the things that you must present is, if you're going to be as fervent and condemning, when it comes out, you better be as fervent as you was when you said what you said. Because now this thing came out 20 years later. Now it come out 20 years later. That when Trevor Bauer was getting suspended and doing all that, people was doing whole half hours on it, whole shows, the entire show on it. And when it came out that she was lying, and now she's probably going to jail for lying, now there's a 2-minute soundbite on the local news. Nobody talks about it, moving right along, nothing here to see. And finally, I'll give you this. Another reason that I have the thought process the way I think is this. In our country, we pick and choose what we want to be outraged about. We pick and choose what sets us all the way off. But let me just be clear. We have no problem electing and enriching people who have the same allegations as this guy, as Isaiah Bond. We have no problem making them rich. We have no problem handing over power. We have no power handing over any of this. There is let me tell you something. There is a Supreme Court justice, one of the most 7, 8, 9 most powerful men in the entire world, a lifetime appointment, lifetime. Above, you say you're above the law, he is the law. The Supreme Court can send you back to the 60s if they want to by a majority vote. And he had these same allegations put on him on live TV. People who get selectively outraged about football players, I need to know where your outrage level is about one of the most powerful people in the world. No names needed. Just go back and look it up. No names needed. So when we talk about this stuff and you're outraged by it, I didn't see nobody slamming no tables. I didn't see nobody slamming no tables when that was happening. When elections take place. What are we talking about here? I decided what I was going to do was, no one has a problem when it benefits them. But my problem is people come with the moral compass in sports like this is life or death. This is a game. This is a game, a child's game. But you got the moral compass right now. You got the umph. Where was that umph when we making laws, when we voting, when it comes to charity, when poor people's on the streets, when people's kids are starving, when you got people in high places doing the most craziest things, the most immoral things. And you say, well, our politicians aren't moral anyway. Well, neither are football players. Neither nobody is. None of us. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. At the end of the day, until we figure out that what we want to do as a society, if we got the umph and gumption to talk about those things to people that count, well, I'm not going to lose my mind over somebody who was acquitted because it looks a certain way. Have the same energy for people above your pay grade as you do below. But the problem is, football players can't stop your career. Politicians and clergy and people in high places can. That's the reason they're willing to go that route. By the way, you shouldn't talk about politics on the radio either because it's divisive. With that being said, we're going to get to some comments. Now, I want to check your temperature because we're going to get to some football. But I had to get that out the way because I needed to see, and I needed to just keep it a buck. I needed people to understand that you need to see the visuals and the representation of what happens when there are people who do bad things. Women do bad things too, just like men. Women can lie just like men can do bad things. I just need that to be known. There's two sides of a coin. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Don't get quiet now. It's your time to talk. Don't get quiet now. Let's get to it. I'm going to get to all these comments. First and foremost, Preston Skywalker. So this is regarding the last live. G. Bush, keep doing your thing. I'm a huge fan, and you by far the realest regarding 12. I don't want someone just glazing all day, just the truth, and help make it fair. Appreciate you, my brother. Tristan, I appreciate you too. "33rd Man Podcast. This happened to Matt Risley of the punter false sexual assault case. SA, yes. That you are completely 1,000% correct. Turns out he wasn't even there. Wasn't even in the building. And everybody moved. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Quickly. Nothing here to see. She made life hard for male athletes in that time. Listen, they got rid of the whole team. They got rid of the whole entire lacrosse squad. The coach got fired. These dudes was in school. They can't get jobs. She's in jail for stabbing her boyfriend. Tristan Skywalker, we appreciate you. Tell the truth, G. Bush. We elected officials who had accusations when they were elected to the highest office. Why do we hold receivers to a higher standard than leaders of the free world? I want one, and let's be clear. Let's be clear. No one even knows who I voted for. It ain't about who voted for you. I'm just making a point. The point is 73 million Americans, 75 something million people, they was okay with that. So I said, all right, well, that's how we moving. That's where our country is today. Okay. Well, don't expect me to get mad at somebody that was acquitted or something. And by the way, he lost that case too. I'm not gonna say. That's why my internet don't be working. Oh man, let's see. Here we go. This Justin Tucker allegations are extremely quiet. Oh, you ain't gonna hear nothing about them. You ain't gonna hear nothing about that. You're not gonna get that. Let's get to this too. I told you it was one of them. They like, dang, bro, you don't never know what you got when you coming up in here in the barbershop. You coming to get a cut, and you left with it with a whole nother situation. By the way, I will say this though. The NFL is going to probably suspend Isaiah Bond. They're probably going to suspend Quinshon Judkins because the NFL's burden of proof, it ain't a what's the name. They're going to tax you. It's like a tax. They're taxing you for the optics. They're like, listen, man, we got to get you. We got to protect the shield. After Ray Rice, they decided, no. Under no circumstances, we're not going to go light on you. We got to tax you anytime you get in trouble. Mike Hall Jr.'s, his stuff got dropped. His case got dropped. Mike Hall Jr. Boom. Mike Hall Jr. Yeah, we got to sit down 5 games. Quinshon Judkins, his case got dropped the other day. The very same day they signed Isaiah Bond, people went crazy. But the NFL will probably take both of those. They'll probably look at both of those joints cases and they will adjudicate them. They'll probably get suspended. It's the Deshaun Watson precedent. Deshaun Watson had the cases. They gave him 11 games. The judge who they appointed to adjudicate the matter gave him 6 games. They came back, said not enough. The optics look crazy. We're going to give you 11. So, yeah, they're going to get suspended. But the question is, should they? It is. I'm sorry. Doesn't fix anything and innocent until. That's it. Look, man, you got to prove that. You got to prove it. You got to prove it. Slick as butter. G. Bush for president 2026. Yeah. I asked my wife one time, I said, you think I should run for political office? She said, under no circumstance. I didn't marry you for that. No. My mom and dad thought it was the worst. What are you doing? You serious? Come on now. She said, no. My wife is very low key. She's an accountant by trade. She said no. I'm like, why are you like me? We're the exact opposite when it comes to stuff. I said, babe, she's like, under no circumstances will you be a politician. Stop it. Speaking of innocent until proven guilty, and you got to prove it. Let's talk about who got to prove it. Let's talk about who has to prove it. Oh, that was a smooth transition. 2,472 people, wherever you at. I appreciate you. Wherever you are at, make sure you're hitting that like button. We about to get into it. Dillon Gabriel. Where you at, Dillon? Dillon Gabriel. You're next up, my G. You are next up on the barbershop. You're next up in the chair. And let me tell you why this matters. It's time for you to prove it. You see, I've always said all the time, that is not naturally about you telling me certain things. And the media has told us a lot of things. They have told us you're a supercomputer. They have told us that you were picked in the 3rd round, which was obvious that you were picked in the 3rd round higher than Shedeur Sanders. And they've been giving you traits that you have not shown. See, it's easy to point to say how smart somebody is because he's not in front of you breaking down film or taking tests. How do you know how smart somebody is? How do you know how intelligent somebody is? That's a characteristic that's very hard to prove. Even people who are on the autistic spectrum can show tremendous mathematical ability. People who are on the autistic spectrum for autism can be piano, guitarists, musical geniuses. People who are on autistic spectrum can have be savants and have memories that can remember dates, times. They can tell you in 2029, July 1st falls on what day? They're like, yeah, 2029, July 1st falls on a Thursday. You're like, that's wild. $3,965.25 times $1,862.45 divided by 5. What is that? $624.30. You're like, what? How you do that? See, the true measure of intelligence is something that is subjective because you can memorize facts, or because you could do mental math, or because you know how to play multiple instruments. That does show a level of intellect. However, that does not mean it's the end all be all in terms of the way your true judge of your IQ or your mental capabilities. It's a characteristic that is placed on you that you don't really have a way to prove, and it's something that it's something that's given to people on a face value, right? I used to have a time with this. I used to come up, and I remember playing baseball, right? And I remember playing baseball, and baseball was the first sport I ever played. And I was really good in baseball. But I never played football until I was 13 or 14. I was uncoordinated, couldn't play basketball. I got cut from my 7th grade basketball team. And during my middle clumsy adolescence, the one thing I was good at, 10 home runs. So there became a point in time where people used to say, G. Bush, I love your game. G. Bush, you good in baseball. Baseball is your sport. But then they would point out different other people in my family and say, well, he's good at basketball. Or they would point to somebody else and say, well, that person, your friend over there, he's the best in football. But then they would point to another person and say, you see him? He's great at track. But for me, I said, oh no, I could do multiple things. So I worked on my game. I got cut from the 7th grade team. I got the 8th grade. My dad told me, he said, hey, if you don't use your left hand, you done. I said, what you mean left hand? He said, yeah, you ain't got a left hand. Let me show you how easy it is to block your shot. You got a right hand layup on the left side. Give me that. He said, you shoot with 2 hands. I said, but it's going in though. He said, but guess what? You shoot it in front of your face. Look how easy that is to block. Give me that. This dude. He said, when you go to practice, you're going to get cut. And I went in there. I was on that cut list. I gained a new level of respect for him. And I was out there working on that game night and day. They said, G. Bush, you coming from baseball? Why you working? Because I'm going to be nice in all of it. They said, G. Bush, you too soft. You soft, you don't want no contact. I said, man, what you talking about? I said, I'm going to start playing sandlot football. I'm going to be tackling people. And then I realized I was bigger than everybody. Then I realized I started getting strong. I said, man, isn't this crazy? And then pretty soon them same people came back around and said, hey, G. Bush, you really good at, by the time I got to high school, they said, you're pretty good in baseball, but so-and-so. I said, no. I'm good in baseball. I'm the best at that, but I'm also the best in basketball. You can't guard me. Oh, hesitation. Hezzy pool. They're like, dang, where'd G-Bush get that in? Where he get that bag of tricks from? He in his bag. Where did he learn? I said, yeah, I'm nice over here too. Football season come around. Now we know you big and soft. You don't play. Dang, G-Bush hit people like that. He low-key crazy. Something wrong with him on the football field. Turn into, he out there looking like an animal. I said, I'm the best at this too. See, human nature is this. People will use your skill set against you. And what they start to do is start to even the game out. If you're good at one thing, if Shedeur Sanders is accurate, if Shedeur Sanders can put the ball on the money, if Shedeur Sanders has charisma, if Shedeur Sanders is famous, if Shedeur Sanders has the bag already, if he's flashy, then what we do is we tend to minimize those traits because we can evidently see them. But we got to shorten and even the game up by giving Dillon Gabriel something. And what they gave him was something that was intangible that they could always stand on. He's just further along. Oh, really, is he? I didn't know that. He's picking up the playbook so much better. Oh, really? I didn't see that. It's not that Shedeur Sanders ain't smart. It's that they got to find something to give Dillon Gabriel. And intelligence, sometimes a trope, is given to those who are not as athletically gifted as other people. When you talk about receivers, he's a heady receiver, slot receiver, more quick than fast, but he's just a gamer, just moxie. He just has that hit factor. Always seems to be open, dependable. He's the quarterback security blanket. Not the fastest guy in the world. Super smart. He's a coach's son. Works hard, first in, last out. I said, dang, it's funny how a coach's son worked for everybody except when it's for prime. It worked for the Hurleys. Coach's son. It works well for the Mannings. Now lineage counts, right? Oh, but we ain't even talk about that today. Let me sip my coffee. Let me know if you hear what I'm talking, what I'm putting down. You see, what the media forgot is that your game still matters. What we all forgot is that what you do on that football field, oh, it counts. It counts. And for all of that intelligence, and for all of that extra, and for all of that, I'm just further ahead, and all of that, yeah, he's just night and day. Because the reality of the situation has been, the whole time they've been telling you Shedeur has to earn it, and they haven't made Dillon earn it. The whole time that Dillon Gabriel came in and got reps off bat, what did he do? He was getting them from Jump Street. But at every turn, they said, Shedeur has to earn it. Put your head down and earn it. Dillon Gabriel didn't earn them reps. Shedeur Sanders has been better than Dillon Gabriel since he stepped into the facility. I've been at practice. I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen the statistics. I've seen the first game. And you see, the thing about it is that first game put so much pressure on the board because now, Dillon, you got to prove that. You got to stand on business. And I'm willing to give you credit if you stand on business today. The same way I was willing to give Shedeur Sanders credit when he stood on business and did what he did with his opportunity. And by the way, I'm not going at Dillon Gabriel's character. I think he's a competitor, and I think he wants to be out there. I think he is excited to be out there today. to show what he can do. But my gripe ain't with Dillon Gabriel. My gripe is with the people that's covering it. Y'all the one who said he was a supercomputer. Now he got to live up to that. The same way Shedeur Sanders, when he do this, when you got the rollie out, you got to stand on business. When you got a Rolex, you gonna go noticed. Everybody know what the rollie look like when you got it on. Is it gonna cause some attention and eyeballs? Sure it is. But he thrives in that. That's what he wants you to do. Look at me. Look how I'm moving today. Watch the party. Watch the show. I'm gonna put on. And he thrives in that. Does Dillon thrive in that? We're going to find out. And the narrative has always been, you make him earn it. Dillon has been better. He's been good. But this is difficult to deal with here. Shout out to the tracker. Oh, it's one of the best things we've seen. Let me take this down so y'all can see. Shout out to the tracker. I didn't write these. Now I might have something to do why they put it out to begin with. But this is per ESPN Cleveland. The narrative that Dillon Gabriel has been good or better than Shedeur Sanders has been a falsehood, has not even been close. Take a look at the statistics. Take a look at it. I didn't write it. I just want y'all to see. Joe Flacco, 91 of 151, 6 touchdowns, no picks. Right? Here's how all 4 quarterbacks have performed through team drills. This is in team drills. This in team, not individual, not 7-on-7, team drills. So I want to be very pinpoint and specific about what I'm talking about so that people say, well, no, hold on. This is team drills. And every quarterback has missed time due to injury except for Joe Flacco. But everything that Shedeur Sanders had done in college has been evident in team activities at the highest level. I could do it. Babe, I'm not an accountant. Can you tell him really quick? Can you yell in this microphone? 7 out of 100 is what? What percentage is that? Huh? Can we? What is that? Oh, 70. Okay, 70. I think he did that at Colorado. Huh? Okay. You see what I'm saying? 8 touchdowns, no pick. Okay, I got you. I just wanted to see. Okay, that's 70%. I mean, but I get it. It's 0.7. Yes. See, she yelling at me. See how she be yelling? No, 0.7. No. I get it. But look at it. These are the numbers. Right? These are your numbers. And I'm going to tell you this. You got a problem, Houston. You got a problem. Because as we transition this into the next period, I want to tell you why that performance in Charlotte changed the minds in the organization. Changed the minds in the organization. It did. We're going to get to that. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Let's get to this, though. This depth chart will be changing regardless after this game. I know y'all was waiting for that. G. Bush, how we talking about it? See, the reality, Shedeur Sanders' injury kind of put the other quarterbacks in a bad position, right? Because the last thing, always remember, the last thing you said always is going to leave somebody with an impression, good, bad, or indifferent. The way you leave a conversation controls whether or not you have the balance of power or the person that you talk to has it, right? Why you think people always want to get the last laugh? That's where that comes from. I'm going to get the last laugh. Yeah, laugh now, cry later. Why people want to get the last word? You ever be arguing with somebody? even on Chippendales, they say, no. Remember them two squirrels on Tiny Toons, Looney Tunes? No. I tell you, you are much better than me, my brother. No. You are much more smarter than me. I tell you, I would not be as smart as you if it wasn't for you, my good sir. No. Really, it's you that deserves all the credit. Remember that? They used to go back and forth. People like the last word. Well, in terms of activity and in terms of entertainment and in terms of putting production out, Shedeur had the last word, the last testament, the last thing we saw. And the problem for the other quarterbacks is this. We haven't seen anything from any of them. Now, Flacco has tape and looked good in Carolina. I'll give him that. But this hasn't always been, this conversation that we're talking about has always been between Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, and Kenny Pickett. Please understand that. And it has never been with Joe Flacco. I've said Joe Flacco probably going to start the season. He knows a lot. Even Shedeur Sanders says, I get it. He's like, Joe, you'll see it coming up later. We'll talk about it. But this has always been about the quarterbacks. It's always been about Dillon Gabriel. It's always been about Kenny Pickett. And the game speaks for yourself. The problem that I have is, I don't know whether they think that they're going to be able to get this off, but in some people's mind, they think that they're going to be able to ride out whatever injuries that you got. You don't play in no preseason games. You don't play on no inter-squad practices, and you somehow get to the regular season, and you're still going to be, oh, well, they started so much further ahead of Shedeur that Kenny's going to get the second bite at the apple. No, we're not doing that. Because you told us everybody had to earn it. You told us it was a competition. Now, because you're not playing, you think that you're going to be able to skate to the front of the line and you didn't put no work in? No. You don't get to go to the front of the line because you felt like he was done wrong in Pittsburgh. No. He doesn't get to go to the front of the line because you feel sorry for him. No. You don't get to go in line by mentioning the offensive coordinator's name 100 times. No. So let me ask y'all this question. If Matt Canada was so bad, and Kenny Pickett got done so dirty, well, does that mean Deshaun Watson should get to play again because Ken Dorsey wasn't good last year? Ken Dorsey got fired. He was a terrible play call. Does that mean Deshaun Watson should be the number one quarterback on the depth chart? Okay. So it only applies when you got a soft spot for a guy. What? Funny how that works. No. You have to play. You are fighting for your career. You haven't put no numbers up in this game. None. You've shown us no flashes at all. And the whole commentary is, oh, well, I don't think he's really that bad. That's the bar? He's better than he's not as bad as we saw. Man, come on with that, man. Come on with that. Stop the games. Now, you told me people got to earn it. He hasn't earned it. Period, point blank. Show me the throws. Show me the merit in the past. Show me the big-time game and the big-time throws. Show me where the Philadelphia Eagles is hurting because they don't have Kenny on the squad. They traded him for DTR in the 5th. No, you got to earn it. And guess what? Let me tell you something. This is an elimination game. Because I'm willing to stand on this. Hey, Dillon, you got an opportunity today. This is the Hunger Games. You got an opportunity to pick Kenny Pickett in the sky. District. You got a chance to put District 13 in the sky. Da, 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 da. You got a chance to put him on the Hunger Games. District 13 might be up out of here today. You know why? 3,097 people in here. Hit that like button wherever you're at. This might be one of them days for you, bro. Because if Shedeur Sanders came out and balled out against the Panthers, okay, he's hurt. By the way, let's talk about this. See, I got this set up nice. I think I got a nice setup today, man. I think I got a nice flow today. I got a nice flow. I like this, man. I got some graphics today, boy. They can't mess with your boy today. According to Mary Kay Cabot, Browns beat reporter, Browns are hopeful Shedeur Sanders oblique can play in the dress rehearsal game next week. And optimistic Dillon Gabriel can face the Eagles tomorrow. Wide receiver Isaiah Bond expected to sign by Sunday. I love the fact that nobody else can see it. The crystal ball is working. You know why this is important? You know why this is important? Because if Shedeur Sanders can play in that dress rehearsal, what is Kenny doing? They putting him back out there? He done already balled out once. What if I see you ball out again? There is no need for Kenny Pickett on the roster. I've seen it twice now. Why is Kenny getting reps in practice, but is not playing? I'm confused. If he's that hurt, he ain't doing nothing. Go on over there. And if Dillon Gabriel plays well today, now I got my one rookie who played well, then my second rookie done played well. I saw Flacco play well and get all the reps against the Eagles' first team. What are we doing? What are we doing? Kenny Pickett, the whole Kenny Pickett narrative in the House of Straws falls all the way down. Your two young boys have performed. This is what I needed to see. Now, they dropping Shedeur back off. They putting Shedeur back on. I can't believe y'all don't see how this is working. Y'all don't see it? These is elimination games right in front of your face, and you don't see it. They told you. Dillon gonna go out here today. Dillon's gonna go out here today, and he's throw for throw going to be compared to Shedeur Sanders. It is what it is. The only way we got it. This is for the backup role. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This Shedeur Dillon Gabriel, that's for the backup role. That's for the backup role. I told you, if we even, I'm going with the young dudes. And unfortunately, Kenny, you haven't been healthy enough to perform. Is it fair? Life ain't fair. It's football. Hey, Shedeur could have got all of y'all up out of here if he wasn't hurt. Because they was going to start in this game too. See, that they gave y'all the sneaky quarterback competition. They gave y'all the sneaky quarterback competition. Y'all didn't even peep it. Y'all didn't see it. Keep talking to him, G. Bush. They ain't see it. They ain't catch what we was putting down. They ain't catch what we was putting down. They didn't see it. See, Stefanski, he secretly done got y'all together. Stefanski done conducted a G14 classified situation right now. See, we forgot that it matters. You can say that somebody is smart, but we got to see it on the film. And Dillon Gabriel today is this is the most important game of training camp because it's going to tell you whether or not Dillon Gabriel can play, and if those limitations that he has in terms of his height, stature are going to play a role. Right now, if Dillon Gabriel comes out here and balls this game, I expect the last preseason game to be a duel between Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel for the backup role. To me, that's what it looked like. Because if Dillon plays well today, it gives him enough ammunition to be like, oh, see? Because, by the way, it looked bad if Pickett beat out Dillon Gabriel. It looked bad if Shedeur beat him out because he's the third-round pick. So they're going to give preferential treatment to that. But it does you no good to play Kenny Pickett. You already got – if Joe Flacco – let me tell y'all something. On a tier list, the only thing that Kenny Pickett does better than Joe Flacco is mobility. That's it, mobility. But other than that, Kenny Pickett is not better than anything than Joe Flacco. Accuracy, arm strength, knowledge of the playbook, play action ability, leadership, the anticipation in throws, big time throws, experience, pedigree, stature, size, all of it. He's not better than him at none of that. So why would I need two of those dudes? No, I need to figure out if one of them is who's gonna veteran that's gonna start early, the franchise quarterback in Shedeur. And we're going to find out if Dillon Gabriel can be a backup. And if they can say, all right, we drafted our starter and backup in the same draft, great. Because Dillon Gabriel has limitations. But guess what? They're going to let him play himself in or out of that. That's why I'm excited about watching it. Because now, if he plays poorly, we're going to have to ask people, where was the supercomputerness? Because you ignored that. We said he hasn't played good in the preseason. He hasn't played good. And he just hasn't. He's had some moments. He's had some nice moments. I've seen some nice moments in person, but you can't hide. And by the way, I hope he comes out and balls out. I'm not wishing him no bad luck or nothing. All I'm doing is I'm just giving y'all how we moving. I'm just showing you. Just showing you. Let's get to this. We got some super chats we want to get to. You say, G. Bush, why you feel like this is an elimination, and how is Shedeur? How do you got Shedeur moving up and he didn't even play? Remember I told y'all last week, remember I said, I gave y'all the narrative about Hannibal, right? Hannibal of Carthage. Right? I gave you that. I said he was spectacle. He had his elephants go across the Alps. Four or five battles in a row he was cooking. Got to the gates of Rome, and the Romans said, how do we beat a guy who's that unpredictable and is a genius tactician on the battlefield? Don't engage him. Sometimes you can win a battle without even fighting. Sometimes you can do it without even fighting. So what I was doing is I was setting you up to get to where we are today as I saw it. I said, oh, okay, I see where we're going with this. Shedeur don't play today. I was a little bummed out. I wanted to see it, but then he came to me. They don't need to see what Shedeur can do. They need to see what these other dudes going to do. In this elimination game, either Dillon Gabriel can play itself into a position or out of it. And the reason that's on the table at this point is because of this little thing, this little video the Browns put together. I actually liked it. I watched the whole thing about the Browns quarterback competition. If so, this is courtesy of Cleveland Browns. Make sure you go check that out. It's a good watch. It's really cool, entertaining, good watch. Let's take a look at this little clip from them.
I learned a lot from the vets in the room. I see Joe do something and I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna try that. And then I do it and I see it on film and it's cool because I'm like, hey, bro, I did this because I seen you do it, bro. Then he'll be smiling and stuff like he's a proud dad. So it'd be funny. It's fun whenever I'm able to take things that each guy, does differently and put it on my own way and be able to, pay homage to them and show respect.
See, now we're going to play that again. Play it again. Play it again. Sean King, I need you to watch this, big bro. I need you to see it, Sean. You know why? This ain't disrespectful. This ain't flashy. This ain't arrogant. You see what he doing? This self-deprecating. This is awareness. This is intelligence, good communication skills, great leadership skills. Be willing to be a good soldier. To be a good leader, you must learn how to do what first? Follow. To be a good leader, you need to learn from other people's mistakes and take what they do better and what they do best, assimilate it into your game plan, and then make it your own. Make it your own. I'm one of my favorite guys, man. Southern Barbecue on YouTube. Shout out to him. He says, listen, these recipes is just a roadmap. This is just something to put out there. You don't got to follow it. You put your own seasoning on it. Make it your own. I like the fact that he knows he's a quarterback, and all quarterbacks are artists. The way they paint the picture, the way they throw the football, the way they move in the pocket, the way they approach the game. So as an artist, sometimes the best thing you can do is learn from another artist. Because to be truthful, you're not battling each other. Joe Flacco don't play defense. Kenny Pickett don't play defense. None of those guys play defense. But what you can do is, you're not battling those guys specifically, but what you are doing is competing. And you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and you make a nice, good pot of gumbo of skill sets that you like. You go around the league and say, I like the fact that Joe Burrow is just so cool under pressure. I like the fact that Josh Allen always seems to know when to take off and run and when to throw the ball. I like the fact that Lamar Jackson does not take big hits. He knows when to get out of bounds. I love the fact that Patrick Mahomes always keeps plays alive. I like the fact that you take all of those things and you assimilate them and you put it in your game. This shows you, Sean, big dog, I love you, dog. But guess what? You got to look deeper. You got to look deeper past what they telling you. You got to look deeper past what they saying. Oh, he got a lot of people that support him. He got a lot of, don't look at how many people support him. Ask yourself the most important question. Why do they support him? It's in the details. It ain't, oh, there's a bunch of people supporting them. They're crazy. No, they're not delusional. They just see. Sometimes the good Lord will give you something. Little premonition. He'll give you something. It's a lot of famous people that look crazy. Albert Einstein talked about splitting atoms and relativity years before the atomic bomb. He was so crazy that the United States government said, oh, no, we got to get you out of Germany. Come on over here. We got something for you. When Michael Jordan came up with the fadeaway jump shot, people say you shouldn't fade away from the basket. That's a low percentage shot. He said, nah, you just ain't perfected it. I'll get away from the defense. If I can hit this shot 40, 50% of the time, you can't touch it. You can't block it. It's like the sky hook. People thought a lot of people was crazy and delusional because they was ahead of the learning curve. This right here wins people over. And the thing people, remember what I said last week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you win the war with your skills, but you become ruler of your kingdom when you learn how to govern. And to learn how to govern, you must have people skills, charisma, communication, understanding. People have to like you, but also respect you. This is where that comes in. Run it back again.
I learned a lot from the veteran room. I see Joe do something and I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna try that. And then I do it and I see it on film and it's cool because I'm like, hey, bro, I did this because I seen you do it, bro. Then he'll be smiling and stuff like he's a proud dad. So it'd be funny. It's fun whenever I'm able to take things that each guy, does differently and put it on my own way and be able to, pay homage to them and show respect.
He got this little funny way of doing that. He got a funny way of even his commentary with Tony Grossi. Brilliant. As a historian of human communication, I have a communications degree from Ohio University. I have a marketing degree, 2 bachelor's degrees. And when I say I study communication, I don't say I need the great orators, the guys that inspire people, your persuasive speech. And what he did was masterful with the media when he was playing with Tony Grossi. Stabbed him, say, hey, Tony, man, you like what I did? Come on, man, what's going on, Tony? At the end of that conversation, to the people that onlookers, who only think surface level, no deeper than surface level. Nah. You got to see the genius and the subtlety in the way you communicate. It's the subtleness, right? What he's saying to you is, I hear you, Tony. I know what you're saying, Tony. But I know you got a job to do just like I got a job to do. And I'm willing to stand on my business. I'm willing to stand on how I move with the watch and the flash and all that because it's part of who I am. But I'm also willing to show you why you should give me the benefit of the doubt and why if you come out and you say, well, Shedeur look like he balling, I ain't gonna let you down. I'm gonna deliver. See, it's difference between people that's flash with no delivery. The thing that people got about Shedeur is they didn't realize that he's flashy, but he still delivers. At the basics of what he is, it's still a dude that can play ball. You can have the best bakery in the world, right? You could go to any bakery. This person could be the greatest chef in the universe. But you know what? Any great chef, no matter where you are, in whatever country it is, it don't matter if you're in a shop in a village or a shop in a major city by Saks Fifth Avenue. Guess what? Baking still comes down to sugar, flour, water, yeast, and a couple of eggs. That's it. That's the foundation. Same ingredients, but it ain't funny how somebody could use them same ingredients and you come up with two different results. You can use them same ingredients and make a donut. That same bread, water, eggs can turn it into some bread. It can turn into a cake. It can turn into a cookie. Think about that. Same ingredients, but come out different, depending on what you do with it, depending on the measurements, depending on the heat, the temperature, the time. All of that's important. And so Shedeur Sanders is telling you, listen, don't worry about it. I know it's confusing. I know it's confusing a little bit. Ain't nobody seen nothing like this. But guess what? I'm still going to deliver. I thought this was another riveting one. Hit that like button, 3,300. Look at this interaction with one Andrew Berry on the sideline after his game. I like his style. He's playful, but he's playful in a innocent way. And what he's saying is, hey, I'm looking for your validation. I'm not trying to overstep you. I'm not trying to come in and take over. I'm not trying to come in and outshine you. I'm not trying to come in and undermine your authority. I'm a dude. I'm a dude, a young quarterback that just want to be part of the team. I want to be part of the mix. I want to be part of the club. I'm not coming in. I didn't say I have to start tomorrow. I didn't say I have to start next week. My dad ain't about to come up and pull up. They're strategic. They're smart. My dad ain't got to get on no plane and come over here. My dad got a job over there. We good. He ain't trying to undermine the coach or the general manager. He's an executive himself. He understands how the chain of commandment work. I'm just trying to come in, put my head down, and be accepted. Hey, I'm your pick too. I'm your player too. I'm part of the team too. I just want validation. I want you to say I'm proud of you. I want you to say you're doing your thing. I want you to say, hey, we like what you're doing out there. Very smart, very intelligent, very subtle, because it says I'm buying in. And that stuff that you've heard about me is not true. Let me show you why it ain't true. That's why you got to look. You got to look deeper. Don't come into it with misguided misconceptions. And by the way, stop judging the man based on who support him. That's another thing. He got supporters out there, but you got to judge him on his own merits. Not about how many people follow him wherever he at on social media, or how many people be in the comment section saying, nah, this is the guy we want to watch. Because what it does is taints your perception. And instead of you taking from on face value his skill set and what he does and how he is on a one-on-one interaction, you start dealing with him based on the negative perception about the outside noise and the people that's following him. Look, as an analyst, as a person, as an individual, it is insane to judge him based on his fan base. When the Shedorians, I don't know what they call them, the CU aunties and the uncles, the family came in, I didn't feel threatened. I said, hey, my name is Garrett Bush. I cover the Cleveland Browns. I'm happy Shedeur is here. I want to see him start too. It's like trying to tell a mom who thought their kid was never going to graduate high school, please hold your applause until all of the seniors are announced for graduation. It's always one auntie. Xavier! You go! Xavier! People say, oh my gosh, it's always one of them. It's always one of them. You know why she's screaming so loud for Javion? Javion done went through something. Javion wasn't even supposed to be here. Which Javion, by the grace of God, Javion is still got through where he was supposed to get to. She's like, I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm going to stand up and cheer loudly. Y'all can just be mad for a couple of seconds. But instead of you being mad about the etiquette of the whole thing, you're like, oh, but they said you're not supposed to stand up and say that. They said you're not supposed to be yelling. They said, please hold your claps. And she got up and started screaming. Like that's so. What's worse? What's better? Your thought on etiquette or the fact that she's so damn proud of what she's seeing right now that she moved to emotion because for a while it didn't even look like this was possible. I'm just saying. Watch this.
Really, really good job. Proud of you.
Cool.
Really, really nice job.
You're not fully proud, kinda.
I'm
kind of proud.
Look, for your flip side, it was a perfect no, but you made plays, you operated like. So it's just stacked.
I love when you tell the facts. Did you? No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, you did a nice job. Okay. So just take what you learned from tonight, apply it to the joint practices, and then the next preseason game. All right.
You were the real player now. I'm gonna bring that sauce to you.
I know you will. I know you will. Really good job. That's a great start.
It feels more real now. I'll just say I'm back in my groove. That's
man. Look, I'm gonna just let it sit there on that. I'm gonna just let it sit on the smile. Because really, what y'all didn't understand and what y'all didn't get was, at the end of the day, he's smiling. Because remember what I said? It's a return on the investment. Any man that has been given an opportunity when other people didn't give it to him wants to return and wants to give you a return on your investment. More than anybody, I always tell people all the time, and I talk about 92.3 The Fan all the time. I started over there and I started answering phones. But no matter how long I stayed there or wherever I was at, or if I'm on there and how we move, because I did the barbershop over there a long time, I always give Andy Roth and Keith and those guys, all the program directors, I give them credit. You know why I give them credit? Because they gave me a shot. They gave me an opportunity. And it did not matter if I ever got a permanent show or whatever the case may be. I give them credit for giving me an opportunity. When I'm over at UCSS and I'm at Tegna, I always give my executive producer, Steve, I give him his flowers. You know why? Because he took a chance. I was an unknown dude who was on the internet. And he took a chance and said, listen, this dude, he think different. He got something different. I'm going to give him a shot. And I made the most of it. And I still continue to try to pay dividends and make the most of my opportunity. So that smile on Shedeur Sanders' face isn't arrogance. That's not him saying I'm better than somebody. That's not him even gloating or doing nothing. That smile on his face is saying, I started to deliver, to pay back what you initially gave me. Is this a start of something? Yes. Am I going to the Super Bowl tomorrow? No. Who knows if I'm even going to even start and what week it is. But I feel good knowing that I could deliver and say, you didn't make the wrong decision. No matter if you chose me after Dillon Gabriel in the 5th round, I'm happy to pay you back. You ever been down and out and got no money in your pocket? None. And somebody loaned you some money. And it's more money because you needed it than you even make. But at that point, it's a lifeline. And they give it to you. Don't even press you on it. They give it to you. And you look at them in the eye and say, hey man, I want to just thank you, because without this blessing, I wouldn't be here. They give you the money. And you know what the best feeling in the world is? To be able to come back in that time frame where you said, I'm going to pay it back in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I believe in everybody. I believe in men paying their debts. Don't go around here messing around and people letting you borrow money, you don't give it back. That's the worst thing you could do as a man. But the best feeling in the game is when somebody give you a bag, somebody give you something, and you could return it in full in the time frame that you said you was going to do it. You know why? Because they gain. There's only a couple of ways in life you can gain respect, and one of them is what you do in adversity and what you do when you up. If you up and you still ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, people know what it is. If you're going through some tough times and you make it through it, people understand what it is. So they're going to get the true judge of who you is. So that look on his face ain't arrogance. He's just saying, listen, I appreciate it, Mr. Barry. Did I do okay? I do all right? I told you I wasn't going to let you down, man. I told you. I'm here now. And that smile is saying, I'm finally proving myself that I could be part of the family. Remember I gave y'all that story about the in-laws? And we're going to get to the super chats coming up here in a second. We're going to get to the chats too. Remember I told y'all that story about the in-laws? And I told everybody why everybody that supports Shedeur Sanders and the CU aunties and the uncles, they misunderstood. Said that we just two families. Shedeur Sanders is the commonality. When you get married to somebody, you inherit their family. You don't become family. It's just in paper and name. You don't get aunts and uncles overnight. You don't get cousins that you believe in and trust in overnight. You don't get brothers or sister-in-laws that you actually vibe with overnight. It's a marriage. It's a mixing of people you don't know. And just like any relationship, you just want to get a chance to know each other. And hopefully if the marriage lasts long enough, you can actually become family instead of it just being on paper. And just like Shedeur sat there right there, all they really want, truthfully, is an opportunity to be embraced and an opportunity to say, welcome to the family. And the great thing about what Shedeur does, he lets you and brings you along with that. Shedeur's happy to be a Cleveland Brown. He don't want to go nowhere else. He want to earn the right. He want to earn the responsibility. He want to earn the trust. And he want to earn the admiration of the people that drafted him. And now Andrew Berry and Stefanski now are starting to see what they fell into. But look at here. He ain't that bad. Hey, Kevin, what's going on with Shedeur? I ain't gonna lie, man. He first dude in, last dude out. Been busting his tail, man. Tommy Reese, what's up with us, Shedeur? Hey, listen. Put that game plan against Carolina. He was all over the checks, coach. Knew every check. Cadence was good. First 4 or 5 plays was scripted. We all went off chart a little bit. Did his thing. Hey, we talked to these team leaders in the weight room. Hey, Miles, what you think of Shedeur? Hey, man, I like kid special, man. He sat after practice with me 3-4 hours. You know, he hit me up, asked me, you know, what my thoughts is on this and that, man. I think the dude gonna be nice. Okay, I see. Hey, Jim Shorts. What y'all looking at when Shedeur is back there when he going against the defense? Listen, Coach, he accurate. We tried to throw some stuff at him. Really didn't shake him. I think he all right. Andrew Berry. Hey, listen, AB, what you thinking about? Listen, man, I didn't think he had it like that. I didn't think it was like that. We didn't give any reps. That was the plan. The plan was we wanted him to go into these as raw as possible so we can get a real evaluation. We really want him to feel a certain type way. Because anytime if you take away the reps, we don't want the reps there. We're gonna do some things to really put him in conflict. Yeah, you throw to them trash cans over there. Dillon gonna get some reps over here too. You ain't getting none. You had the nerve to get some speed tickets. That was dumb. We're gonna be in the public with that one. Can't believe you did that. We're gonna do everything possible. We're gonna see what he talk about when he get there. With no reps, did that? No first. Man, this guy, I mean, his movement, we might got something here, Coach. We might got something. All right, we're going to play this. We're going to slow play this, though. We're not going to get all excited. He played good in this one game. We got to see him do it over again. We're going to come back that next week. We ain't moving no depth charts. Matter of fact, we ain't getting no reps that next week. I want to see how he handled that. But let me tell you something, though. You know, he can handle the upcoming weeks. We can move on from a couple people. I want to see how Dillon reacts to it, because if Dillon comes out and he's inspired and he look good or look bad, we can evaluate what Dillon's going to be in terms of the backup or whatever the thing is. But we might got something here, Coach. We might got something. He's changing minds. Let me tell you that. He's changing minds. Let's get to the comments. Let's get to the comments. We appreciate y'all waiting that long. We had a lot to get to. So without further ado, we want to get to these comments right now. Let's get to them. Let's get to them. Man. Here we go. Drift Dude 9000. Thank you so much for the super chat. I always appreciate when y'all just send them in. Y'all dope, man. Just, shout out to you, man. As I always say, as we read these, hey, don't feel bad if you can't super chat, man. Don't feel bad, man. You know how you can help the show out? How you can help the show out is this. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, so like-minded people who may enjoy this content, YouTube can push it out. So that's a way to do it. Like, share, wherever you're at. So I appreciate everybody. Mama Bell 70. Must prove he's the golden child or gold-plated. That's what it's about today. That's what it's about today. It's coming up. We ready to go. Bar is set. Dang, Mr. Roll-Up. Yo, Mr. Roll-Up, you got him. Listen, he got to get 150 in the 3 tutties? Dang. I don't even know if I can ask for that. My G. 150 and 3 touchdowns or fallback 5? Listen, at least if he do 140 and 2 touchdowns with over a 60-something completion percentage, that's balling. I can't even lie. I can't even lie on that one. You got that bar set high. Yoshi Doshi, I'm autistic. I slow down cars mentally because I can. I dubbed Dillon Gabriel Captain Checkdown years ago. No need to be in the quarterback room. He's a supercomputer. He's just well-traveled. He's not a supercomputer. He's well-traveled. Nothing noteworthy. We're going to find out today, aren't we not? Are we not? Make him rap. And by the way, Dillon Gabriel, it's your opportunity. You want to get Kenny Pickett off the books? Hunger Games today. Do, 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 do. You could put a name in the sky. You could put one. Make that move today. Racing Swiss. He's not good with the whiteboard, they keep saying. I don't know, the whiteboard was playing safety in the NFL. That's another thing. Shout out to you, too. Can we get to that? It's a difference between knowing what to do and actually completing what you see. I could know what to do all I want. Do you have the know-how, and can you follow through with it? The results of everything are what you do on the field. It ain't on the whiteboard. You don't win games on the whiteboard. That's a prerequisite. That is a prerequisite to be a quarterback to begin with. That's entry level. Like, if you want to be a manager somewhere, you kind of have to know how to write emails and use a computer. You can't come into an office and be like, you know what? They're like, so tell me about yourself. I know how to use a computer. Okay, I thought that was self-evident. I thought we all knew how to use computers. That is a prerequisite, a baseline factor to being a competent professional on the whiteboard. Come on, everybody know how to do that. If you can't explain no plays on the whiteboard, you can't play. Can't play. Yoshi Doshi, I saw last night. You're the realest mofo I know. Hey, shout out to what's the name? Shout out to all the people yesterday too, man. And people say, you know, I ain't mad at nobody. I'm not salty or upset about nobody. And by the way, I'm not above reproach. Sometimes I might do something you don't like. You got a fair way of saying, G. Bush, I don't like what you just did. It's part of the barbershop. Part of the barbershop is I created a content and a platform where you can come speak your mind freely. I think the most upset part about it I have is this is a sanctuary where we talk about things that really do matter. And so I don't want the platform to be diminished as if I'm not articulating the same energy level everywhere, that it somehow diminishes what I'm doing here. No, what I'm doing here should be inspiring. What I'm doing here should say, hey, listen, if I want the real how he want to come with it, that's where I want to come get it from. I try to make the conversation like this. I like Jordans, right? When the Jordans come out, do I specifically care where I get them from? Nah, man, I'm only getting Jordans from Foot Locker. Nah, I'm only buying my Jordans on StockX. Nah, I'm only buying mine from Finish Line, or I only get my Jordans from Nike.com. As long as they're real Jordans and they're authentic and they fit and they're in the same relative price range, I don't care where I get them from. So when it comes to the real, if you know where you can come get the real at, and you got an appointment date and it's there and it's readily available, and what I'm saying is valid and what I'm saying is hitting, you shouldn't care what platform it's on. Get your Jordans wherever you get them. You know how hard it is to find a 15 Jordan, 14 Jordan? I'll be all over where they at. I'll go to another state to get them. As long as it's real. Blue man rule. G. Bush, I need a voice with your inside perspective covering my Ravens. Any recommendations? Ooh, well, that's difficult, my guy. I always try to tell people, I don't script none of that. I don't script anything. I get on here and I let the good Lord give me a word. Right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I don't know. Ravens content. I would tell you that I could do Baltimore Ravens content, but people might have a riot. So but I will say my wife, one of her favorite players is Lamar Jackson. One of her favorite players. She likes Lamar Jackson. But I don't know, Lamar. You know she's a CU auntie right now. She been doing these Shedeur videos. I ain't seen no Lamar Jackson conversation yet. Hey, don't look at me. Don't be getting mad at me. Oh, man. I bleed orange. Gabriel can prove me wrong. I eat crow if he can throw from the pocket, be accurate, read defense. Crow tastes like chicken anyway. I like it, Yoshi. Dochi, I like it. I like the Browns. If he's balling, listen, man. It is against man rules, grown-ass man rules for you to see a person balling out and you not acknowledge it. Party foul under no circumstance. If he's balling, he's balling. You just say it. It's a good problem to have, right? Good problem to have. Shedeur just got another receiver and gets his favorite running back. I still have hope for Floria. Oh, no, we need Floria back. Beautifully blessed. We need Floria back. I think they just try and wait till he get healed up. Isaiah Bond brings much needed speed to the table. So he was going to be a first, second, third round pick at like immediately. And you got him for Minimoski. Yeah. We got something. We might be cooking. I don't care if Judkins is back. Marshall hype will not die. Hey, listen, Dragon Abandoner, I think Marshall might actually make this roster. Because I have not seen, has anybody seen Jerome Ford? Has there been a Jerome Ford sighting? I think Marshall got a chance to make the roster, to be honest with you. Beautifully Blessed says, that was definitely a cool documentary in the quarterback competition. That's a player out of Prime's book. It's a play out of Prime's book. Shedeur keeps producing and proving himself right. I like that. I love that little documentary. It was dope, man. If you have not checked it out, go check out that documentary the Cleveland Browns did. It was really good. Actually, my wife put me onto it. I was in here doing some stuff and looking up some stuff, and she was like, "Hey, you seen this yet?" I said, "Nah," and it was a really good documentary. I'm hoping Dillon Gabriel does decent because at least we have two young quarterbacks can throw that thing for next year. You see how I'm putting it down? You see how? Hey, by the way, I got about 17 post-game shows. Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show will have a post-game show if Dillon Gabriel does start. It is now Dillon Gabriel watch time. If he does play, we will have a post-game show. We will also do something coming right back here. Right on the barbie. Come on back. We're giving you double doses of hypnotosis today. Right here. Oh, man. Devin the Dude, what's up, my guy? G. Bush, is kind of karmic that Pickett was making fun of Shedeur running the same day he injured his hamstring running. Yeah, that's kind of ironic. The irony is there, right? By the way, by all accounts, these guys get along really well. All of them, Deshaun Watson, everybody in the quarterback room, they get. And here's the thing too. That's the great thing about football is we may be competing, but I know how it goes in the locker room. There's only one or two things that I really truly miss, right? The only things I really truly miss when I'm talking about this is, man, I really be missing like the game. Like the game, you don't miss practice, you don't miss lifting weights, you don't miss any of that. What you miss is you miss the camaraderie that you got with the guys inside the locker room, you guys playing around with each other and laughing and joking and clowning and, you know what I'm saying, going out to the team meals and in the hotel. Those are things that you just remember, man. Like, you know, there's only a couple of things that I wake up in the middle of the night and be like, man, I had a dream about playing again. That really moves you. Is the bond that you got with brotherhood of the guys who are put the same amount of work in, put the same amount of blood, sweat, and tears in, and you guys have a common goal that you're going for. In life, you don't get that opportunity. It's one of the most empowering things in the world to be with a group of individuals that are that committed physically, mentally, emotionally, going after a common goal. It just doesn't happen anymore. Even at work, we're just lone wolves. We just, hey, I'm here to get my paycheck. I got my family to take care of. But those are the things that are really impactful. And I really think that all the guys in the locker room, whether they're quarterbacks or they can play or not, all of them have a really good relationship. Let me see. I agree, G. Bush. The kid wants validation. Christopher Robbins, well, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I just think, look, he just want to be part of the guys, part of the team. That's all, right? It's admirable because he's showing them like, look, man, I'm not trying to. I don't know what y'all heard. I don't know what you heard, but I'm just trying to be part of the circle. That's why I always tell people, hey, don't get mad. Shedeur don't look mad. Shedeur ain't pressed. Hey, is he? No, he's not pressed. He's not pressed about starting tomorrow. He wants to impress and make a good impression on his teammates, on his coaches, and on his community. So, hey, if he ain't pressed, now listen, we gonna keep it real though. They gonna keep it real. Look, my G. It's unfortunate that Shedeur is unsure about the organization wanting him. It makes for awkward moments like the one with Andrew. Nah, I think again, that's the thing, and why his skill set is unique, because he makes you want to like him. And that conversation, yes, why on the surface level can be awkward. There's also personality types there's a power structure in the hierarchy dynamic of with a general manager and a head coach. And then there's also the dynamic of him being very, very overly popular. That conversation wouldn't have happened if he wasn't who he was. And then also you got to take a look at it. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are analytic people. They are Harvard analytical grads. They think on a different playing field. They think on a different vibe, right? We used to do disc analysis, right? And disc analysis would be personality analysis inside organizations that taught you how to communicate with certain disc analysis. Basically, it would be like, are you talking to somebody who's interpersonal, or somebody that's dominant, somebody that is analytical, or somebody that's like an introvert, right? So if you're a person that's an introvert and you're talking to a person that's dominant, that conversation could go left based on your personality types. And you could be an introvert and be in leadership, or you could be an introvert and you could be in a position where you're not in leadership and you're a subordinate. And so your conversation and your personality type has a lot to do with the way your communication and your messaging is seen. So a lot of times when people say, I just don't like that, some people aren't flashy. I don't see a lot of people who are not flashy having a conversation with people that are outwardly flashy is tough. Sometimes people are very conservative and introspective. They're introverts. But there's some people that'll meet you and tell you to hold all their business. Those conversations are, by definition, uncomfortable because that's not my personality type. So we all have to remember that plays a role in perception, narrative, and the way we see the world. If you're a dominant figure, and what I mean dominant in terms of you're a person that comes off as very direct, you could be intimidating. You could be a person that people say, I don't like that person. They're too brash. They come off as too extra. Like, why they feel like they're arrogant. And those people, if they don't have that awareness about their personality, can say, what do you mean? I'm just direct. I just tell you what about what I just said was incorrect. It is, in fact, that it's incorrect. It's the way somebody took it. So all of these things matter in the way you have the conversation. So what you have to do is you have to go through and figure out what personality type everybody is, so then you can communicate in a message that's being able to be accepted by them. The real 12 fans ain't watching that damn game. Like, come on, man, you got to watch it. No, you should. Here's why 12 fans should watch the game. Because you can see the difference. So when somebody come and tell you, oh, this guy is bad or this guy is good, no, you can have the receipts and say, nah, you see that 3rd and 4? See the ball get knocked down at the line of scrimmage? Nah, you see how he couldn't see over the line of scrimmage and the pressure was in his face? Nah, he threw 2 picks. You have to see it. Always know your opponent. Always have the information. Remember, guess what? Sometimes you can win the war without even fighting. 12 is going to dress, is out there throwing now. He dressed. By the way, that's an old school coach tactic. That's an old school coach tactic. Make sure that we get you out there early. They got to do that. If you a young player and they want you out there, now the worst thing that they could do is this. Don't you put him out there. You're going to create a legend. Don't do it. Oh my goodness, Shedeur Sanders is coming in the football. No, don't you do that. You should have took his helmet. That's the worst thing you can do. Because if he comes out there and balls out, people are going to be talking about Flacco. It'll skip right over Dillon Gabriel Pickett. Now we're going to Flacco. I don't know why Flacco's starting. I don't even know why he out there. Don't you do that. Hey, Yoshidoshi 2006, you inspired me for real. You inspired me for years. Keep being my Darth Revan, by the way. That is, see, you know what? You're funny. Because you're going to give me one of the legendary Sith Lords. Like Darth Revan is an obscure Sith Lord. My favorite Sith Lord is Plagueis. Plagueis was trying to get that eternal life. Plagueis was not playing around. Like, Plagueis was out there messing around, manipulating midichlorians. People like, dang, G. Bush, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Darth Plagueis, I like him. Why folks act like 12 don't elevate losing teams? He do. They just take them time to see it. Tackle and travel. We appreciate the super chat. It just take them time. Dillon Gabriel is a good player. I think he will do well. Jab 9237. I'm ready to see it. Because guess what? It's an opportunity to put somebody in the sky. District 13, Kenny Pickett. Hunger Games, buddy. Don't get put in the sky today. If Dillon Gabriel come out here and ball today, I'm telling you, there's no need to see it. I don't need to see it. Mama Bell, 70. Tell Mrs. Bush we love her for sharing you a lot. I appreciate my wife. She's supportive, man. She comes up, she steps up, she listens to my podcast. She freaks out when the equipment don't work. She be like, hey, you'll need to work with your equipment. I told you to shut your computer off at night. You leave computer on. You start the show slow. It's bad etiquette. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. She's a special lady. All things being equal amongst the quarterbacks in all areas, it's the best for Sanders to win the job. Don't want to draft a quarterback next year. Rob Cunningham, we appreciate you, my brother. I don't want a quarterback next year. I'm trying to use that on receivers and linemen and all kind of good stuff. I for 1 year want to go. Have you ever, this is how I feel about first round draft picks. For 1 year, for one time, I would simply like to do this. I would like to go to the car lot and buy what I want. I don't want to go to JD Buy Rider. I don't want to go to Buy Here, Pay Here. I do not want you to tell me what you got on the lot. Well, we got this Tahoe over here. I don't want a 2004 Tahoe. I want to go to the car lot and I want to pick what I want. I just want to pick the color, the seating. I'm going to just do that. I want that one. Well, sir, we don't have that on the lot. Go get it. You know how it be. Hey, I didn't had used cars for, man, I done had used cars with my car was new to me, but that boy had 150,000 miles when I got it. You start doing well for yourself, you finally get to a point, you're like, man, I finally made it. I had to be halfway to 50. And the best thing ever is going to that car lot and be like, nah, playboy. When you go and you done got your credit up and you got your down payment up, it'd be different. You be going to the car lot and you come to the car lot like Shedeur Sanders come to the football game. You got the boom box. You got the boom box. And I had my wife get my theme music ready. She was like, what are we doing? I said, I need theme music. I'm about to come in here and buy the car I want. This is a celebration. Turn that up. I come in listening to Jeezy. I got money. Yeah. I come in listening to Jeezy. Turn the Jeezy up. Yeah, give me that one over there. You be coming in with a whole different attitude. You be looking around like, listen. You be eating up all of their amenities. Give me, hey, listen, is that your assistant? Oh, he's in maintenance. Me and my bride we would like a bottled water, a coffee, 2 creams, no sugar. I'll be over here waiting. He'd be like, when did you start talking like that? When I came to buy my own car that I wanted and I could just get what I want? It'd be different. It'd be different when your credit score be up. You just be going around looking at stuff. You just be at random appliance stores. Yeah, let me go over here and look at the refrigerator. Let me look at the refrigerator real quick. Over here, yeah. Mm-hmm. Stainless steel, yeah, man. Nope. That ain't gonna do. I need 3 ice trays, and it ain't enough room for my meat underneath. Pause. Crazy. Ain't enough room for my. I just go get, when the meat is on sale. I go get me some ribeyes. I put it down here. You know what I'm saying? I need an extra outside, but this ain't got enough freezer space for me. I tell you what, give me the 90-inch TV and the refrigerator. Go ahead and have that delivered at the house by tomorrow. He was like, sir, that's not the way it works. We don't deliver. I said what I said. This is why I got. I'm sorry. I don't know what you put in this coffee, but if you know, you know. I'm sure I ain't been the only one. I know us. The first time you get to go into the shoe store and just be like, yeah, sir, what's going on? Hey, give me everything you got in the 15. Everything. Sir, we have like 2 shoes, period. I didn't stutter. Give me everything you got in a 15. I'll be outside. You don't want to try them on? No. Give them to the bellboy. Sir, it's not a hotel. All right, I'm going to go. Because I got to let y'all go get ready for the game. Maybe y'all eating snacks. Y'all been too good. 3,226 people in here. We going over too much. Let's get to these super chats. We'll get you out there ready for the game. We'll come back and do it. Neil Gray. I really want both rookies, Shedeur and Dillon, and Pickett 3. Why is Joe in place of bubble wrap all through camp and preseason? Vet and rookies must earn and not be given special treatment. They do got Joe in bubble wrap. But Joe is 50. But you can't count on that. He's one false step from one of them rookies starting, which people don't get. He's one movement. Up, Joe done hurt his elbow, hit his hand on the helmet. It's a problem. Facts. I know guys like Andrew Berry, bro. I played with him. He's actually showing Shedeur love, y'all. Not all black people act the same. Shedeur is good. They just making him do his thing. Not the real 12 fans are watching that game because we got to see. There you go. Beautifully Blessed comes right back in. No. We got to see. We want the testament. We want that real testament. Charlotte Anderson, thank you so much for the super chat. Since we are getting nerdy, here we go. Tristan Skywalker, since we get nerdy, my favorite Sith Lord is Darth Bane. I like Bane too. How he came up with the rule. Hey, that ruler 2 is cold. Think about this. They sold the Sith. They said, why are the Sith more powerful than the Jedi? The Sith is so cold-blooded. They said, listen, it's only a master and one apprentice. We so into this game, we so into the Force that we could only have 2 at one time. And the only way you become the master is if you replace me permanently. You got to put me in the sky. And the whole time, the master is teaching the apprentice all of the ways to get him out the game. Think about that. It's like a father and a son. You're telling you're raising your son, and you giving him all of the ways. You're still stronger and faster and smarter and got the advantage. But every year, you keep getting older and you keep giving him, hey, this is how you get rid of me. You see, this is where you hit me right here. This is what, hey, that Star Wars lore is different. That Star Wars lore is, hey, by the way, shout out to General Grievous. Just go back to, listen, Grievous didn't, listen, when you watch them Clone Wars, the animation version, hey, Tristan Skywalker, you like, listen, this dude G. Bush, he done found out this dude G. Bush is out of pocket. G. Bush, you know, if you start covering more than just the Browns, you're going to be bigger than everybody, right? People always say that. People say that. I'm going to find the right place to get to. I'm going to find the right place and the right tone. What would you put it in the comment section? If you were listening to a G. Bush podcast that covered anything in the world, what would you want me to talk about? What would you watch? People watch the Browns, right? You know, what would you watch? Put it in the comment section. I want to know. We might do that one day. Why do players dress out if they're not playing? That's because the coach don't want you getting too comfortable. If you're truly hurt, you're not going to be in equipment because you're a hazard. Like you don't want, they don't want you to do that. But when you're a younger player, my coach used to do it all the time. They just want you to be dialed in. They want you paying attention. They want you to take mental reps, so to speak. They want you to be over there with Dillon Gabriel and sitting down knowing what's going on when you go into the game. It's just a way to make you more dialed in, because when you get street clothes on, you got the tendency to just be walking up and down the sideline, eating seeds, cracking and laughing, joking. G. Bush, did you hear about the prime equity clause in Shedeur's contract? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He got a lot of stuff going on. Like listen, he already got. That's why I was saying before, he already got the bag. He's already secured the bag. He had the bag in NIL, this little clause in his contract. He's selling jerseys. Nike don't put out people like that. You listen, Darth is not, you didn't, bro. Don't make me get into my Star. Don't make me get in my Star Wars bag. By the way, you know what I've been into? Put it in the chat if you know about. I just now started getting into this Warhammer 40K. That Warhammer 40K lore is different. Let me give you, I've like I say, so I'm a big Foundation. I'm a big Foundation fan. I like that world building. In general, I'm a big Isaac Asimov fan. In general. Three Body Problem, love it. Dune, the books, love them. I've been into, but as of recent, that Warhammer 40K lore is different. Man. We'll figure it out. But let me know if you into it. Man, the Astartes, man, this is crazy. The warp, that warp game, that warp talk different. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Listen, we appreciate you. Let me see if we got one more in here. Here we go. The NFL is making sure no LeBron James shows up to get these contracts popping for these players. Oh, no, we talked about that too in this podcast. They ain't even play no games with y'all. There will be no guarantees at all. No, we're not going to do that. You need to check out Doom and its lore. You mean like Doom, like the video game Doom? Let me know if that's what you talk about. Floyd made. Dang, I can't even say that. Love Foundation. This season is so good. Hey, Dawn, Dusk, and Day. It's the best part of the show. It's the best part of the show. And that Android. That Android. She ruthless this season. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate y'all pulling up on me as always. You never know where G. Bush might show up, radio, television, or internet. If you want the real take on sports, you come to the barbershop, right, to get the fresh cut. We're going to be back with you after this game. We will do a post game for UCSS. We will be back ready to go. Make sure you pull up. You'll get the notification. And we're ready to talk. That being said, have a great rest of your evening. And as always, you know what we do. Go Browns.